Hey, what's up, everybody? Laura Alvarado here. Today, I've got a quick speed training. I'm going to show you how to work less while making more, basically how to get more shit done in less time. So if you have any questions, make sure to type it in the comments. If you're joining us live, I will respond and answer your questions in real time. So let's go ahead and get started. I got a little slideshow for you. If you can give me just a quick second here. All right, hopefully everyone can see my screen. If you can just give me a little thumbs up in the comment section below this live. That would be awesome. So if you're somebody who you feel like you're spending a day like a chicken running around with your head cut off, maybe you saw the post that I made yesterday about the day that I had. Maybe you feel like you're constantly putting out fires. So maybe this is fires from your team members or fires from your clients or fires for even your family, right? Maybe you're responding to a lot of questions that are constantly coming up or even dreaded complaints, right? Maybe you have a lot of emails coming in, notifications from your phone, like DM or text messages. And this will all lead you to kind of feel like there's just not enough hours in the day. So you feel like you're always busy, but you're really not getting done those big movers, the things that are going to drive your business forward. So today I'm going to specifically speak on how to be more productive, more focused, more disciplined with your time so you can get those big things done that are really going to drive and push your business forward rather than just responding to all the people and things that are constantly calling out for your attention. So if you don't have enough time for high-level projects, again, I'm going to share with you today a really simple and easy strategy to make sure that those things get done so we can see some growth in your business. So in order to get this done, we really have to understand the difference between being proactive with your time and reactive with your time. And again, I already mentioned this, but there's a lot of people who are calling for your attention. And it's super easy to go to work, have a million tabs open, and to just see those notifications going, right? An email comes in, you respond to it. A Facebook message comes in, you respond to it, right? So this makes you feel like you're constantly busy. You're working a lot of hours, but you're really operating in a state of reactiveness where you're reacting to the people who are asking you for stuff instead of being proactive, where you're controlling your time, your energy, your attention, and your focus. So it's really important to understand the difference between things that are urgent and important. So is it important that you get back to a member who wants to cancel their membership? Yes, absolutely. Is that urgent? Does that need to be taken care of immediately? No, right? They're going to cancel anyways. If you get back to them within 24 hours or even 5 or 6 hours, it's not going to be the end of the world. So you need to understand what's urgent that needs to get done right now and what's something that's important, but I can get back to it later. Again, this will help you control your time so that you can be more proactive rather than constantly reacting to the people, places, and things calling out for your attention. So the first thing that you need to understand is what is the top 5% of things that make you money? These are those high-level tasks that I was talking about that you need to focus on. So my top 5% is marketing. This is the things I always get done first. Creating content for my clients, and then personal development or developing my team. So depending on where you are in your business, your top 5% of things that make you money might look similar to this, or it might look something like this, right? Marketing and sales should always be top priority, because if you don't have new customers coming in and you aren't making new sales, your business won't grow. And then probably, again, personal and team development, so that you can continue to gain the skills you need or teach your team to have the skills they need in order to drive sales. And if you have a manager, or if you're somebody who's working in your business a lot, maybe you don't have an admin or somebody to help you, really your top 5% should be following up with leads, anything with collecting cash or making sales. So I always tell my managers and my admin assistants, my front desk, anything that has to do with collecting cash, you're going to do first. For example, if someone has a missed payment or their credit card declines, obviously we want to handle that first, so we can make sure to follow up with leads and process all the payments, anything that has to do with collecting money. So the first thing that I want you to do, and there is a worksheet, if you'd like it, let me know in the comments down below and I'll send you a DM, is figure out what are your top 5. So again, this might look different depending on what stage you're at in your business. So what are the top 5%? It doesn't have to be 5 things. What's the top 5% of tasks that you do with any given week or in any given day that is going to make you money? So that's the first thing that you want to figure out. Once you have your 5%, you want to figure out what your golden hour is. And this is going to be different for everybody, but this is the time when you have the most energy and the most focus. So for me, I'm a morning person. After about 2 p.m. or later, really, I'm worthless. Like, I can't do anything productive at that time. But when I get to my desk, I've just finished my workout, I've had my coffee, I'm the most mentally alert. So this is my golden hour. When I have tasks that require brain power, like writing copy, doing social media, creating trainings like this one, I'm going to make sure that I get that done within my golden hour. And then any of those things that are important but not urgent, like responding to emails, getting back to DMs, I'm going to do later in the day when I have less brain power available. So you have to figure out when you're most productive. Is it in the morning? Are you a night owl? Do you need a little bit of time to wake up? Maybe the late mornings or the early afternoons are the most productive for you. So figure out when that golden hour is for you. So again, you'll want to write this down. If you've got the worksheet, then you can go ahead and fill that out there. The next thing you want to do is design your schedule. So you need to be intentional about controlling your day. Does a billion-dollar CEO live in a place of reactiveness, reacting to people who are asking him for stuff, or does he dictate and control his schedule to make sure that he's highly productive? So it is definitely the latter. And this is why I recommend making your schedule by design based on the stuff that you need to get done and when your golden hour is. And again, this is going to be different for everybody. So for me, my schedule is I wake up early, I make sure to shower and breakfast, and I do my workout, I get all that done. And then I come in and focus on my top 3 things. So these are the things that are in my 5%. These are the things that are going to make me the most amount of money. After that, I'm going to do any marketing tasks that are left over because, again, I need a lot of brain power. Then I'll start meeting with my team. I'll work on client content. Then you can see later in the afternoon, I have my other to-dos. So these are things like scheduling my kids to go to the dentist or whatever. They don't require a lot of brain power, and I'm going to push them down later in the day when I don't have as much energy and focus. I've got a hard cutoff at 2 p.m. to go hang out with my kids. We have dinner. Stories. Then I have time with my husband where we're focusing on each other without media and phones. Then I make sure to get to bed on time so I can wake up and do it all the next day. So what I want you to do is sit here and think about how can you structure your day so that you're the most productive, so that you're really diving into those high level tasks. Now, some of your day you might not be able to control. For example, maybe you have to teach early in the morning and that's fine. But I would think about, hey, after I coach personally, I need a little time to unwind. I go from that high energy on the floor to sitting at my desk. So I might need a transition task where maybe I'm going to answer emails for 30 minutes, get my head in the game, and then I'm going to go back to my high level tasks. So be intentional when you're structuring your day. If you're going to do sales appointments, do you need to do them during certain hours when you have the most energy, when you're most likely to close the sale? So again, think about these kind of things and how you're structuring your day. After you've built out your day, it's time to build out your CEO checklist. Now, this is game changing. This is hands down the number one thing that I've done that has allowed me to work less and make more. There are a million things that you have to do within a day, which is why it's important to have a checklist and to write it down. And I recommend having an actual checklist that's printed out versus something that's in the cloud. And the reason why is sometimes I'll get a to-do that comes across my desk and I'll say, you know what, I don't have the capacity for this today, but I'll write it down for tomorrow or 3 days from now. This allows me to plan out when I'm going to do it, but also not have the anxiety of a building to-do list because I've scheduled it. I know when I'm going to get it done and I can focus on the tasks at hand for today. So when you're building out your checklist, you want to first start by thinking about what are the things that you need to do every single day? And yes, I do want you to write them down so we make sure you don't forget it. So for most of you, this is probably like, hey, you need to post something on social media every day. If you're following up with leads, you need to make sure to follow up with leads twice a day, right? So what are the activities or the tasks that you need to do every single day? And then what are the things that you need to do once a week? So maybe you need to prepare an agenda for a team meeting. Maybe you want to audit 3 conversations that your appointment setter or your front desk is having to make sure that your lead follow-up is on point. Maybe you need to look at your financials or your bank statement. So what are the things you need to do once per week? And then you also want to list out your content cadence. So how many times a week are you emailing your list? How many times a week are you sending text messages out? How many times a week are you posting on Facebook or Instagram, right? So you want to kind of list out your content cadence so that that goes on your weekly checklist. Now, once you've done this, you want to create your checklist for the week. So you're going to simply take everything that's in your to-dos you do every day, and you're going to place it for every day of the week. And I'll show you that in just a second. And then with the weekly items, again, you want to be strategic. So normally on Monday, you have a lower capacity to get things done because you have a bunch of emails or things that need to be attended to that happened over the weekend. But by Friday, you have very little sales appointments, like no one's showing up for a sales appointment on Friday, right? And most of those to-do list things have gotten done. So I will often really heavily load Thursday and Friday with those other weekly to-dos because I have the capacity for more. So I'm going to go ahead here and share an example. And again, if you want this, just let me know in the comments down below. So this is what your CEO checklist is going to look like. So the first thing you're going to do is add those things that you're going to do every single day. This is a sample, right? So I'm going to check and answer leads twice a day. I want to make sure to write down my numbers, set, show, close. So I'm going to write down those things that I do every day. And you can see I've just copied and pasted them for every day in the checklist. The next thing I'm going to do is space out those weekly to-dos. So you can see that there's probably more things heavily weighted towards Thursday and Friday. For example, post on Google My Business. We know best practice is to post on this at least once per week, but 2 to 3 times per week is best, right? And then I want to put in my content cadence. So what content am I going to release every single day? This makes it so much easier instead of saying I have to post something to have some structure, right? So I'm going to send a conversation starter email to my list on Mondays. I'm going to post that on social media. On Tuesdays, I'm going to do a Transformation Tuesday email and post. On Wednesday, I'm going to post something of value like a lead magnet. So I'm going to first put in my daily to-dos, then strategically place my weekly to-dos, and then last but not least, add in my content cadence so that I know that I'm consistently putting out high value content on social media and nurturing my email list. The last thing you'll notice about this is every day you have space for your top 3. Now, for some of you, you might just have a top 1. You might not have 3 things. If you have the capacity and you have more time for admin, I would shoot for 3. If you have less time and you're working a lot in your business, just shoot for 1. This is the top thing that you want to get done. This is the thing that is going to allow you to make the most money. So this might be putting up Facebook ads. This might be editing a funnel. This might be writing emails for a 6-week challenge that you have coming up. So whatever it is. And this top thing you're going to do during your golden hour. During your golden hour, you're going to eliminate all distractions. We're going to close down our email tab. We're going to close down social media tabs. We're going to put our phone on do not disturb, and we're going to knock out that number one thing so that no matter what happens in the day, you've gotten done those high level strategic tasks that makes you money. Otherwise, what happens is you spend your whole day responding to the people and things calling out for your attention. And these things just get pushed to the back burner, right? So let's make sure that we knock them out first. And then we've got our other to-dos, anything that comes up. Like I mentioned earlier in my presentation, I will, write sometimes things later days in the week. So on Monday, I might write something here for Thursday or Friday that I know that I need to get done. And then you're just going to simply cross it off every day. So I print out the whole week. I've got the whole week sitting next to me at my computer. And that way, each and every day before I leave, I've gotten my top 3 planned out for the next day. When I get to my desk, I'm not opening up my email to see what's in there. I'm making sure that I get that number 1 top priority done first. I cross it off my list. I don't have to think because it's already planned out in advance, and I make sure to get the shit done that is going to make me more money and drive my business forward. So again, if you want the worksheet, if you want a copy of this checklist, let me know in the comments down below and I'll shoot it over. I would love to know your feedback. What did you get from this presentation? What are your main takeaways? What did I say that was valuable to you? What questions do you have? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you back in another speed training with more tips to grow and scale your fitness business. Thanks. Bye.